It is the middle of the night. A leopard slips out of the trees. Out here it owns the dark. It can hear a heartbeat from across the clearing. It can smell you from a mile away. And tonight it smells you. You are asleep inside a thin sheet of nylon. Still, soft, totally unaware. By every rule of nature, you are easy prey. Slower than the rabbit in the bushes. Weaker than the deer at the tree line. And basically blind in the dark. The leopard could end this in one silent leap. So it creeps closer. Closer. And then it stops. It stares. Something feels wrong. It backs away. And melts back into the forest. You never even stir. So why? Why does the deadliest hunter in the forest decide you are not worth it? The answer is not luck, and it flips who is really the hunter and who is the hunted. That leopard didn't walk away because it wasn't hungry. It walked away because one word was screaming in its brain. Human. And to a wild animal, that word means danger. This isn't a guess, scientists actually tested it. California 2017. Researchers found wild pumas feeding on their kills. So they hid speakers in the bushes nearby. First they played the sound of frogs. The puma barely looked up. Then they played something else. The calm, ordinary sound of people talking. The puma bolted. In more than 8 out of 10 tries, they ran. They abandoned fresh meat they had worked hard to catch. And when they crept back, they ate less and stayed jumpy. Here is what got me. It wasn't a roar, it wasn't a gunshot. It was the sound of a human just existing. And it isn't only pumas. In 2023, researchers tried it again, in Africa. They played lion growls at the watering holes. Lions are supposed to rule that place. Then they played human voices instead. And almost everything fled the humans far more than the lions. Even the elephants. The most feared sound out there wasn't the king of beasts, it was us. So why is a soft, slow human this terrifying? The answer is older than any animal alive today. Picture every predator that ever met an early human. The bold ones, the brave ones, the ones who attacked. They often did not survive it, because humans never fought alone. We hunted in packs, we threw spears. We carried fire, and we held a grudge. Kill one of us, and the whole tribe might hunt you down the next day. So the bold predators died young, and the cautious ones, the ones who kept their distance, those lived and had cubs, and passed the fear down the line. Do that for thousands of generations, and you don't just teach predators to fear us. You breed the fear right into their blood. We became the one threat that punishes courage. And here is the scale of it. We kill prey and other predators at rates nothing else comes close to. A wolf takes the weak and the old. We take the biggest, the strongest, the prime. No animal ever evolved to handle a hunter like that. So they did the only thing that works. They learned to leave us alone. There is another reason that leopard hesitated. And it's a strange one. You don't smell like food. A predator's nose lives in a different universe than ours. A bear smells about 7 times better than a bloodhound. A wolf can catch a scent from over a mile away. Big cats have a second organ that practically tastes the air. For millions of years, that nose learned one menu. Warm fur, blood, the grass of the plains. Then you show up, and you smell like soap, deodorant, bug spray. Campfire smoke, plastic, last night's instant noodles. To that ancient nose, you are not a meal. You're a question mark. And a predator deciding whether to attack hates question marks. Now look back at that little campsite. See that orange glow? That might be the greatest protection humans ever invented. Almost every land animal is born afraid of fire. They don't learn it. The fear is built in. Fire means the forest burning. It means run. And then there's the one animal that did the unthinkable. We didn't run from the fire. We sat down next to it. We picked it up and carried it with us. For 1,000,000 years we've slept beside the flames. Now picture it from the predator's side. It creeps closer and sees a glowing, smoking, crackling thing. And curled up right beside it, perfectly calm is you. Whatever you are, you don't fear the thing everything fears. That doesn't make you look weak. It makes you look like the scariest thing in the forest. Now let's be honest about something. In a straight fight, most predators would win. So why do they keep choosing not to? Because a wild predator can never afford to lose. Out there's no doctor, no bandage, no second chance. A deep cut gets infected. A broken tooth means slow starvation. Crack a rib and you can't hunt. Don't hunt and you die. So every attack is a gamble with its own life. Now line up its options. Here, a rabbit, easy, familiar, low risk. There, a deer, known prey, worth it. And then, an upright animal that smells like chemicals, sleeps next to fire, and might have a whole group nearby. And when a human stands up, it gets worse. Suddenly you're tall, 2 legs, looming. Bears do it, gorillas do it. Standing tall to look bigger is an ancient threat. And we do it just by getting out of bed. So the predator runs the numbers. High risk, strange target, easy meal 20 feet away. It picks the rabbit, every single time. But hang on, when you're asleep, you can't do any of that. You're not standing tall, you're not tending the fire. You're just lying there. So why doesn't something take you in the night? Here's the part almost nobody thinks about. You are almost never as alone as you feel. For nearly all of human history, no one slept alone. We slept in groups, families, bodies close together. And scientists studied a group who still live this way. The Hadza hunter-gatherers in Tanzania. They tracked people sleeping over many nights. And they found something genuinely amazing. There was almost never a single moment when every person was fully asleep at once. Across roughly 200 hours they watched. The whole group was asleep together for just 18 minutes. Total. Nobody planned it. Nobody set a schedule. It just happens because we are all wired a little differently. Some are night owls, some wake at dawn. Grandma sleeps light, the baby's up at 3. So the group is never truly undefended. It's an accidental night watch, built into our DNA. A predator creeping up doesn't find easy, sleeping meat. It finds a camp where something is always moving. And that points at the real secret. For almost all of history, we were never just one person. One human alone and asleep in the open. Yes, that's vulnerable. But that was almost never how we lived. We were a wall of bodies, a circle around the fire. Eyes, ears and noses pointing every direction. Attack one of us and you don't face one of us. You face all of us, and we remember. That's the deal a predator reads in a heartbeat. One risky meal against the whole group coming for you. Now I won't pretend this truce never breaks. Because sometimes it does, horribly. 1898, Kenya. A railway crew is building a bridge over the Tsavo River. And in the dark something starts taking the workers. 2 male lions, strangely with almost no manes. Night after night, they drag men from their tents. The true number is argued about to this day. Somewhere between 35 and 135 men. The terror grew so bad that the work simply stopped. Thousands of workers fled. So what broke the rules? Years later, scientists studied one lion's skull. They found a broken canine and a diseased, painful jaw. That lion couldn't take normal prey. Buffalo were too strong, too much fight. But a sleeping human, soft, slow, no horns, no hooves. Its injury turned us from too risky into the only thing it could catch. And it's not the only story. Early 1900s, India and Nepal. A single tigress was blamed for around 436 deaths, the most by any animal in recorded history. And when she was finally tracked down, the hunter found the reason in her mouth. Her teeth had been smashed by an old gunshot wound. She physically couldn't hunt her normal prey anymore. See the pattern? The animals that hunt humans are almost always broken somehow. Injured, starving, or pushed out of their home by us. Or so old and desperate they've nothing left to lose. The rule doesn't fail because we became prey. It fails when a predator runs out of every other option. So let's go back to the beginning. To that leopard frozen beside your tent. We assumed it was the hunter, and you were the prey. But now you know the truth. It wasn't deciding whether it could kill you. It was deciding whether it could survive you. And the math said no. Because written into that animal, deeper than hunger, is 10,000 generations of one hard lesson. The upright ones are not food. The upright ones are the ones who hunt back. We are slow, we are soft, no claws, no fangs. And we are by a mile the deadliest predator this planet has made. Every lion, every wolf, every bear and shark and leopard lives in a world it quietly reshapes to avoid us. They change where they hunt, when they move, how they live, all to stay out of our way. So next time you picture yourself small and asleep in the wild, remember what the darkness actually sees. Not a snack. Not easy prey. It sees the one creature the whole animal kingdom learned to fear. It sees you, and it backs away. If this made you go, huh, neat, subscribe. There's more where that came from.